I've
We are StreamYard Live. I remember using this back, a while ago.
yeah, so I wanted I was trying to do something a little bit more interactive for guys. If we get on a schedule, we can have people come on and
Yeah, is this the one that will allow like up to 10 people or whatever? Volume. Can't hear you, my man. There we go. I got you.
We're live.
I can hear you. Holy shit.
So this will but it'll interact with YouTube and all the other social media. So right now we're just on YouTube. And now if somebody wanted to post a comment, ask a question, they can, right? So I know we've used this before. It's the usual stuff.
Yes.
So right now we've got 0 views, which is kind of what I expected. So
yeah, so you all suck for not being here with us.
Well, we didn't invite anybody, so there's that. But yeah. So anyway, couple things. First a shout out to my nephew Troy. Went up to his lacrosse game yesterday. They beat Stockton, and it was a good game. They won literally last second. Pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
He's a senior up there. He's going for the record in assists. So he is he's got 4 games left. He needs 4 assists. And the problem is yesterday he scored 3 goals and got 0 assists.
Greedy bastard.
Right, exactly. I'm like, you're doing it all wrong, kid. You're doing it all wrong. So yes, so I'm looking forward to it. Senior year. He's got another he's one of those guys that age group has extra eligibility for COVID, but he's not taking it. He's done. Done. So anyway, what's going on with you, my friend?
Not much, but I want to send a shout out. Is there any stupid fucking people who are walking around blind today from staring at the eclipse the other day?
Right. It's we've been so okay, right. I'm gonna get us banned right now.
Yeah.
So COVID. Hold on, COVID, vaccine, Trump. Okay, so gun, and yeah, there you go. We're banned.
It's all over. All over for us.
Yeah, we're demonetized. So, well, we're all calibrated for COVID. COVID made it everything's a fucking crisis. Everything's an emergency, and it just automatically gets scaled up. Now it's not. We put a name to it. And now it's, the eclipse, blindness, whatever the hell nonsense. But, now it's when we were kids, this happened when we were kids, it was okay, yeah, when you look at something and it hurts your eyes, you look away. It's not a laser beam that's automatically going to just fucking blind you.
Oh no, there's apparently some intense science behind it that, if you're looking at it through the eclipse or whatever, your eyes don't realize, as you're not getting the actual fucking pain at the beginning, so it just ends up causing the. But it was funny because the girlfriend.
I'm not gonna lie, I totally looked at it.
So the fucking girlfriend calls me from work laughing, right? Because the first thing they had to fucking do in the morning is pull out this fucking do not look at the eclipse sheet and go through with a fucking staff of all grown ass fucking people. I'm like, holy shit.
Are we really? Is that we need? How much need is for that? And I'm thinking if people are looking at the eclipse and blinding themselves again, it's like Darwinism at work. I'm like. Maybe they'll wander into traffic and their life will be over. I just, from the blindness, I just can't, it's just too much. But again, it's, it's that that compulsion to constantly remind people and not be liable. And, it's you've got this that is built on when they started putting signs on lawnmowers to keep your hands away from the spinning blade. I mean, that should have been okay. If you don't know this, you probably shouldn't deserve to be able to pick up a fork.
That's right. No breeding allowed for you.
No. I just, it's amazing. So, these, it's, but again, we need to be told. I feel it's not, I feel it's a freaking, It's a necessity because people are going to do it. Then people are going to sue, and people are going to say they didn't know or they didn't, they weren't told, and that's what happens too. So I don't know.
Yeah. I was fucking laughing about that. I'm like, holy shit, what is wrong with people?
Oh my God! Apparently, OJ died.
Yes. Yes, the
Yeah,
juice is no longer fucking running loose. I was gonna start wearing a glove today, just in remembrance.
it's upsetting because now the killer will never be found.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and he was looking for him. And it sucks. That whole thing sucks because I loved OJ. Who
I
didn't?
know.
Everybody loved OJ. I mean, I was a running back, and he was like breaking 2,000 yards when I was like in grammar school. So, I'm like, I have his card. I freaking, had his jersey. I mean, he was fucking OJ Simpson, and he was on everything. He was like, besides before the airplane movies, he was like the first black like spokesperson that like crossed all boundaries. He did Hertz. He did I think he did like Minute Maid. I think he pitched like fucking everything.
Oh fuck.
In the 70s. So yeah. And then, this happens.
I'm gonna watch Naked Gun today because I mean he was fucking awesome in Naked Gun movies.
Great. He was great.
Oh.
And if that's the OJ I want to try to remember, not the, psycho murderer who killed 2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking brutal, dude. So anyway, yes. Speaking of brutal, I don't know if you saw this. It's actually pretty cool. Sorry. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is freaking great. Heroic mom 85 kills masked intruder in gunfight protecting disabled son while she was handcuffed to a chair and shot 4 times.
Holy fuck.
Right. So, it's like 2 a.m. This piece of shit, decides to roll over an old lady and her disabled son. So she comes in, he comes in, he finds her, asks her if anyone else is in the house. She says no. He handcuffs her and then brings her out into like her living room and handcuffs her to a chair. So apparently she had a 357 Magnum tucked in the between the pillow and the arm of her couch. So while he's searching the house, discovered the disabled son, who's obviously a grown man, starts screaming at her and threatening her. She takes out the 357, plugs him twice. He shoots back, hits her 4 times with a 9mm. He dies in her kitchen. She is recovering in the hospital.
Oh my god.
But
what was that movie with the crazy mom it wasn't Throw Mama from the Train, but it was with fucking Sylvester Stallone and
Don't Stop Her, My Mom Will Shoot.
Was it that one? Yeah. I'm sorry, just my brain fucking went there as you're going on talking about this fucking crazy bitch. That's awesome.
What the hell is wrong with you? How did you pull that movie up?
I don't know. Holy shit.
Oh shit. Yes. I think he was Sylvester Stallone played. Here's me knowing the plot. I believe Sylvester Stallone played a cop in that.
Yeah.
So,
or am I thinking about the one from Only the Lonely? Remember what John Candy? The mother kept fucking dying. He kept envisioning her dying. I don't know. Fuck. Okay, go back onto the crazy. This fucking heroic woman. This is awesome.
So again, the prosecutor obviously it's self-defense, and I can't think of more arguments for having firearms, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if let's say Canada, said instead like 85-year-old woman shoots armed intruders while they break into her house, right? Instead of saying, oh, give them your keys, because now, every guy who's thinking about a home invasion, this is just one more little thing to put in their fucking head. Go do something else. Do not kick in somebody's door. Do not think you're going to target some defenseless little old lady who's my mom's age, and this is what I think about with my mom, who still is independent, still lives on her own, where you're going to come in and just, impose your will over them because you're a fucking piece of shit. So, yeah, only picked up by the New York Post, of course. Just the usual, thing that gets ignored by, gun control people. I mean, look, it's not like good people are just getting a firearm and going to do bad things, right? It's like bad people are using them to impose their will. I'm sure this guy had multiple felons. I'm just guessing. I don't know. I don't care to pay any more attention to this piece of shit than just what happened. But I'm sure he had multiple felons and he still got a hold of a firearm. And if the woman didn't legally own a firearm, she would be fucking probably dead or worse.
You know what I would love is I would have loved to have been like a fucking fly on the wall or see footage from this just to figure out how the fuck she got to her gun. like how did this all fucking play out?
She was handcuffed to a kitchen chair and dragged it to the chair.
Seriously, fucking just dragged it right to her. That's fucking awesome.
85 years old, dude.
I'm picturing her like reaching into her fucking blouse and just fucking pulling it out, going like that's insane.
Well, she's got a 357 Magnum.
Yeah, good for her. Good for her.
She took 4 rounds and survived. Amazing. And that's where you're like, you're looking at this stuff. It's like, look, I mean, the reason like when we provide body armor to, that covers your critical area, because that's where most likely like 90% of fatal gunshot wounds happen in your general target group organ area.
Yeah. That vital square.
Getting hit in the head is very, it's a small target. It moves. Plus, it's still not, nothing's guaranteed. Hitting in your extremities, you're basically, it's a blood loss issue.
Yeah.
So when you're, this guy, got hit twice with a 357 center mass, done. He hit her while he was shooting at her, shoulder, leg, stomach, right? I mean, and she's an 85-year-old woman that survived. So, again, everybody's built differently, but in general, this is why you protect that area. And this is why you shoot to hit center mass, is because you hit there. That's where you're going to score. You're most likely to score a fatal shot than if you're aiming for the head, or obviously you hit the leg or the shoulders, any other extremity. So, keep that, excuse me, keep that in mind, kids, when you are at the range and walking about your business.
And I think we've talked about it, and I mean, you've made reference to it in some training videos as well. It's a lot different getting, shot or stabbed, when somebody's actually doing it to you versus when, how am I trying to fucking word it here? It's different when somebody is shooting you and stabbing you versus getting stabbed or shot when you're shooting and stabbing at them.
Yes. 100%. Yes. That's what I said. It's like, it's better, it's like, it's one thing to get, stabbed to death while you're getting stabbed to death, or getting stabbed while you're beating the shit out of somebody or attacking somebody. So, I mean, there's a whole, besides the, the physics involved where you're moving into your target, which is taking them off balance, you're disrupting them with strikes and movement, and they're pedaling back, they're adjusting. So they're not, aiming correctly or stabbing with the force that would be needed to stab to actually do something. As opposed to backing up, trying to fucking not escape. Running away is different than just backing up and letting somebody come into you while they fucking go at you. That's different. And add to that, it's your attitude and your mindset, which is going to be, you're not even going to pay attention to these things, to be honest. I mean, obviously, when you're sitting here and you think about it, oh my God, who would want to get fucking shot or who would want to get stabbed? That's preposterous. But you're when it actually does happen, if you're not even just personal experience, when you listen to like firsthand accounts of people being stabbed or shot in the street, they never really realized it until it was over. Your adrenaline, then it's like, oh, I felt the burning, I felt something, but I really didn't want to think about it. This is why when we're training, we're always talking about mindset, being aggressive, animalistic, because that's what's gonna like get you to move past that and not even think about it. What you can't do, and this is what you get into when you're like, grabbing weapons and doing this other shit. You're like looking and like putting so much emphasis on the weapon that when you're trying to like wrestle over it and God forbid you get stabbed or cut with it, you think the fight is over.
Yes.
Well, and my favorite saying is like, when you think you're like completely fucked, you're really only half fucked.
Yeah.
Right. So, there's a huge possibility you would be able to just withstand getting shot or getting stabbed even multiple times. Again, 85-year-old woman. Obviously, it depends on where you get shot, but you got shot 4 times and bad guy got shot twice. She won. Yeah, we can talk about, well, she still got shot. She's alive. She protected her home and her disabled son. Winner.
Yeah.
And this guy, no one has to waste any taxpayer money on fucking, listen to his
Going through the fucking system. Yeah.
Right. We don't have to pay a prosecutor. We don't have to pay a public defender to build a case for this guy, to plead it out. Nothing. He is freaking gone and done. So, hey, I got a quick question. So how's the immigrant issue up in Canada?
Ugh. It's what it always has been.
I don't hear about it.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's actually not really bad per se. I mean, yeah, there's definite favoritism that fucking goes towards them, but I mean, as far as like violence and shit like that, I would say it's really nothing. Like really nothing talked about anyways.
Well, on that note,
are you gonna break out something from fucking Canada?
No, this is New York. So four migrants in New York City Target robbery, the Target store, not Target, that should be capitalized, New York Post, that left cop injured, face likely deportation after being picked up by ICE, right, which is our immigrant, the fucking immigrant customs enforcement. So here's the thing, like, this was over like $82 a shit at the counter. And, they're coming in, and the message that's being sent to these people coming from these countries, which is okay, you can just basically, there's not going to be really any repercussions for what you're doing.
Obviously,
right?
fuck.
It's like they had the two that attacked the police officer in New York. They were arraigned and out on the street in like 2 hours and were given the finger to the cameras and the whole bit. So, these, they're coming in and they're being first off, I don't know, we don't know any of the backgrounds of these immigrants. Are they criminals? Are they, good people that come into any country don't steal, right? These are not good people. They're not misunderstood people. These are criminals who got into our country illegally. They're not like my grandparents. They're not like my friends who immigrated here. They came in through a port of call and did the proper, you can declare asylum through a port of entry, right? That's no problem. You can do that.
Yeah, follow the fucking proper channels.
But they're not. And I also have another news flash for you. Even if they get picked up, and they're a buddy of mine, one of my very good friends, is one of the 660 judges that is hearing all of these migrant cases. He's like, even if I rule they have to be deported, no one gets deported.
Huh.
He's like, there's not. He goes, and they have over 3 million cases to hear. First, Biden wound up, just basically dismissing all the ones pre his administration. So now there've been 3 million and counting cases in front of 660 judges. So, let's say if it stopped today, kids. So 303 million divided by 660. That's 4,500 cases that they have to hear. Divided by, just say 10. Divided by 52. I mean, they'd have to do about 8 or 9 cases a week to get for the next 10 years.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And that's right now. So, Cases don't happen in an hour. They take days and weeks to prepare for. And that's on the short side.
Yeah.
Some will be months. I mean, what happens is it's like people miss, they postpone, they don't show up, all kinds of crap to kind of get everybody in the same, even if you have the best intentions of working through your court case, there will be delays because everybody's got shit going on. Even if people get sick, people, there's a family emergency, there's all kinds of crap that happens in people's lives. So, they're not getting deported. Okay, they're going to get served. They're going to get ticketed and served, and they're probably not even going to show up to, it's not like they're going to show up to court. I mean, I don't know. You're hearing like things in New York where they're coming in and they're giving them rooms and $10,000 and like spending on a freaking car, on a gift card. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's crazy. And why wouldn't you want to come into this country if I'm coming from a place with like limited opportunity, or maybe I am, maybe I'm not getting hired because I've done jail time, shit, why not? And plus, you're hearing accounts from Border Patrol where you're seeing military aged men from China and from the Middle East are coming through the southern borders. They're not migrant workers looking to fucking start landscaping, right?
Yeah.
They're definitely not nuclear physicists that are coming in, and again, like if you want to come in, it's like not a problem. Do it the legal way, just like all of our, ancestors did. That's it. I don't give a shit, right? I'm like, we're all immigrants of one way or another. So, if you think that, we're, we don't want people to immigrate in, I'm like, that's stupid. Nobody's saying that. We just want you to do it the legal way. And I've got friends who are liberally shit, and they're like, well, they should come in. I go, you can't have an open border. I go, it's unrealistic. It's not safe. Right? I'm like, you want to go I'm like, you want to go to Europe? I mean, what happens when you fly to Europe? Right? I'm like, you show your passport, you come in on a boat, it's like, and then once you're in the European, Union, you can move freely between them, but you've already vetted yourself.
Exactly.
So look, man, I don't want to, look, I think, immigration and diversification does make us stronger. Because now we've got different perspectives on things, right? So now you've got, people who are willing to do certain things that other people don't. They're looking here as a second chance or a clean slate.
Mm-hmm.
This is huge, and this is what this country was founded on. But to be, to let anybody in without checking, and this is like when we're saying during COVID, I'm like, what if they're infected? Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, so what if they're carrying a disease and you don't know? And I'm like, well why aren't, shit, that's got to be part of it. So, there's a vetting process. There's, you would need to have, they'd have to be, you need to see if, you need to do a blood panel, right? I'm like, you're checking, what if they got Ebola? I'm like, who the hell knows, man? I don't know. So, that's that's that.
So, little fucking microwave timer going off there.
That is that's my wife. It's her birthday tomorrow. So
fucking Hot Pockets were ready or something,
Right, exactly. So we're putting together I'm putting together a little something tomorrow night.
Very nice.
So yeah. So okay, and then let's take a look at Okay, so I want to talk about the double chin jab.
There we go.
All right, so This is from One Shot Fight Enders. This is a double chin jab. It's a good opening technique, especially if you're in close quarters, especially if you are
Right.
So what's better than one chin jab? Two chin jabs. So double chin jab. This is a great technique, especially if you're a smaller person, because you're getting all of your, really you're getting both sides of your body into this thing, and you're just going to literally step and bang and drive, forming a chalice with your hands, and just driving both hands up the center line, driving into the body. Of course, you'll follow up. You can follow up with some knees and things like that, but this is one shot fight enders, not two shot fight enders. So we're going to generate this shot again, pushing off your back foot as usual. Same body mechanics, pushing off, bang. The difference is your timing on this. Think about this. You want to hit your target right before this lead foot hits. Why you might ask that is because it ensures that all my body weight is going into my technique. Okay, if my foot's down, it stops my momentum even for a brief second. But if I'm stepping in and then hitting after, I know that all of my weight is going into the technique. Again, same thing as an overhand right. Setting this up, asking your question, person stepping in. Again, head drops below the shoulder line. Because now even if Pete swings at me, here I'm below. All punches generate from the shoulder. They don't come from any place else. Most of what you're going to see is the overhand right type of swing. Dropping your center line and moving forward into your target gets you off the X. Off the X. We're standing here. He's calibrating for where I am right now. Not where I'm going, where I am. So as soon as he moves in and I move forward, now whatever that punch was going to be, it goes past me, right? So this is why people miss in fights all the time, because people move. And this is why we focus on, the silhouette of the body and tracking here. Because even if Pete is moving into me, it only kind of helps a little bit. Rock smashes mirror, doesn't matter if the mirror is moving into the rock or the rock's moving into the mirror. Still bad for the mirror, right? So, again, dropping down, driving in, hand hits before the foot hits. Go, chin jab drill. Let's do that. Double chin jab, remember. V. Stepping in, driving straight up. Again, once you're on the center line, you'll be able to hit your target, no problem. Even if they turn their head to the side, it doesn't matter. You'll be rocking the skull. Stepping in. Step in. Now, this is one where it really doesn't matter. You don't have to step with right or left leg. It's whatever you feel confident with because you're using both of your hands. Stepping in. Again, hands just come from, they don't really wind up. They just, just come from your hips. Stepping in, driving straight up. Again, pushing off that back foot. You can follow up with a knee, just like you do with the chin jab. Okay. Ta-da.
Ta-da!
So, yes. So, again, just want to share a technique with everybody that from One Shot Fight Enders. I like the chin jab. I like the double chin jab a lot. Again, one of the things, again, it's like, you're coming in, like you're completely covered. And even if you don't really, get into them, you'll be able to drive and just continue to push their head and keep them off balance. And just, even if you just kept that in their face and just continue to fucking drive and run through them, they would, you're muted. Did I do that?
No, I got you.
Okay. All right. So even if you, so even if we're, even if you don't score the knockout, right? You're driving your fingers into the face. You can continue to fight. You can, obviously, chamber again and attack, or you can continue to drive and run them over something. I mean, remember, like what people, tend to forget is because they're training in, you're generally training in a gym area, is that as soon as you're moving around, if you look around you like 5-10 feet from you, you're going to run into something. And it's generally going to be something that, it's going to hurt. It's going to get you off balance, and you have a good chance of falling and hitting the ground. So, keep that in mind. And this is why we do the forward drive. And this is why, we, again, always taking ground, but this is why we're also picking our feet up. And this is why we don't want to let anybody come into us and get us to back up. Right. I mean, we back up once when we establish distance. And then as soon as they're moving, we're boom, driving in and going. Now,
exactly.
People will be like, well, he's got his hand, look, even if somebody has their hands up, they're going to be talking to you and doing this. Their center line is generally clear, right? Unless you're trained with us where you're here or you're here. So your hands are protecting and over your center line when you're talking to somebody in the interview stance. Most people don't. Most people are here, they're fucking chesting up. All popped up.
Yeah.
So that's where, and that's why, we just come, you don't have to worry too much about where their hands are. I don't care. I just want to know where center line is. If I'm on the position, if I've taken the position of advantage, and where he can, and that's really it. That's it. It's how far away he is from me next, and then driving, taking ground, and keep hitting and keep going. And that's the one thing that we always stress, and this is the one thing you always train, right? It's just we're not, even though it's one shot fight enders because it's all knockout shit, but you train in multiples.
Yeah, always. Exactly.
And you got to train to just kind of like get that once you go, because that's what it is. And you just got to be your fucking, fists of fury.
Yeah.
So anyway,
another good movie, by the way.
Yes. Oh, dude. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I think we need to every week that we jump on, I think we need to, discuss these different, discuss a technique, right? Get some people on, kind of get a little feedback, get a little conversation going about it, right? Because I think it's important.
Right. Hold on. Let me just, it's gotta, sorry, I got distracted. Hold on. Sorry. Keep going.
No, that was the end of my fucking thought. Now we're all waiting to hear what's got you distracted.
No, Tim Larkin's running a promotion on the backpack today. And I just want to make sure he's going to the right page. And he is. But so hold on. Sorry, people. Hold on. Okay, cool. Okay, sure. Okay, cool. What else? Yes. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. So, yeah, each week, sorry, people, to take care of some housekeeping, but that was important. we'll go over, we'll grab a technique. If you have a drill or something you want to do,
Yep.
we'll put it up there. We'll talk about it.
I think that's going to be a good idea. Discussing maybe discussing the workout of the workout of the day, workout of the week, and just I think all of that's going to be great stuff. Obviously, do some more discussions with potential instructors. So anybody who's kind of watching this, if you ever want to get on and ask any kind of instructor program related questions, this is a great time to do it when you got both Damian and I here to talk to you.
Yeah. Yes. And that's where again, that's where we're like well, maybe we pick a time later in the day.
Yeah.
During the week. So let's think, why don't you ask the instructors when a good time would be, during the week in the evenings. So we can do like an open chat and everybody can come in, and then we can have like, we'll just do that, and we'll go, it'll be through, they can just go to the YouTube channel and have access, and then we'll go.
Exactly.
So let's do that. Okay, everybody. So don't forget, myselfdefensetraining.com to check out our programs. You look at the instructor program there. You'll have access to us, access to all our training. Bulletproofbodyguard.com for our patented backpacks and jackets. There's a lot of all the helpful links are in the description below. Again, if you want to, get in touch with us, just comment. But the best way is to just go over to training site. There we've got our private forum. We've got 60 something hours worth of training videos and everything you could possibly imagine. It's like Netflix for kicking ass. So
I love that.
yes. So enjoy, everybody. We'll look for us next week. We'll get a new time up there and get it scheduled. Until next time, everybody, train honestly.